What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Next Gen Career Mode. This is episode number 68, and we start today's episode off by seeing we've been given almost £4 million for progressing to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Of course, we beat Zenit St. Petersburg on penalties in the round of 16 in the last episode, and then we take on Turkey with the Netherlands here in an international friendly, which we drew 1 goal each, and the following game was against Portugal, so a battle of the career modes here in terms of international management. Of course, I'm managing Portugal on my PS4 career mode, and we took the lead with Van Persie. Schneider made it 2-0, and eventually Strutten made it 3-0. Portugal pulled a goal back, but we still won it by 3-1. Of course, the Euros are at the end of the season with Netherlands, so that's, cool. I guess it's something I'm sort of not really excited for, but I haven't done an international tournament in a long time on the channel, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I haven't really found international football that enjoying in this career mode, or my PS4 career mode, or any career mode this year. Last year I managed South Korea in my FIFA 13 career mode for quite a bit, and that was really good fun, but I haven't really got into it this year. I don't know why exactly, but anyway, we take on Bayer Leverkusen for the first game of today's episode here, away from home in the German Cup semi-final. And to be honest, I did start a couple of first team players. Lasogga and Roy started, as did I think Schmelzer started, and maybe Ginter as well, I'm not sure, but there was a few first team players, which is, I wouldn't say surprising, because this is a semi-final of the German Cup and we are the holders, so obviously you'd want us to really win this one. But to be honest, whenever I'm usually in the Cup competitions, whether we've won it before or not, I don't really care. I tend to just put out a backup side because I've got bigger fish to fry. And this year it's the it's the Champions League, and also the league. We're currently going for the Bundesliga as well. This is the least important of the 3 trophies we're going for, so we did rest quite a lot of players. And to be honest, the early start was coming from us, but then Bayer Leverkusen hit back straight away. They hit the post there from that free kick, and I found it really hard to deal with their attacking lineup. I couldn't seem to defend very well, and as I said, I had Zieler in goal as well, not Ter Stegen, who's been an animal this year. So I knew I was going to be up against it from the first minute, but it was still 0-0 in the 38th minute. And as Kevin Vollen collects the ball here, he offloads it towards Schmelzer. Schmelzer fake shots around his man, keeps on going, plays it back to Kevin Vollen, who plays it back to Schmelzer, our left back, sprints past his man, swings it across, and Lasogga is there to head it past the goalkeeper, Begovic I think it is, and he makes it 1-0. And it just goes to show it's a good thing I did play even just a couple of first team players, because they linked up there, Schmelzer and Lasogga heads the ball into the back of the net. And I've said before, crosses on this game, they may be a little bit overpowered, crosses and headers maybe a little bit OP, but when you got a striker who's 6'2" with a lot of strength with some amazing heading accuracy, you'd be a fool not to cross it into every now and then. So Lasogga makes it 1-0, and we take the leader just for half time. But directly from kickoff, I gave the ball away with Jonathan Tah. I was doing absolutely terribly. Zieler comes out, they play the ball across the face of goal. Castro has surely an open goal, but thankfully I positioned Robin back on the line and made the challenge. So I stop a certain goal for Bayer Leverkusen, and we do go into half time level, but just after the restart in the 54th minute, it is Kiesling who gets the goal and makes it Bayer Leverkusen 1, Hertha Berlin 1. My defending there was really poor, you don't need to tell me, I know that for sure. I just didn't really know what I was doing, and as the ball went across the face of goal, I didn't react quick enough, and Kiesling did. So Leverkusen back on level terms, and in the 69th minute, Emre Can gets onto the ball and finds Lasogga. We try out a quick snapshot, but unfortunately Begovic has it covered and it goes harmlessly wide anyway. And in the 82nd minute, when the last chance would fall here, we had a corner. Serge Gnabry stands over it. I went for the edge of the area, picked out, I think it might have been Emre Can, it was, and he found Kevin Vollen, who strikes it, but it goes narrowly over the bar and out for a goal kick. And that was how the game would finish, a 1-1 draw, which means we go into extra time for the second time in 2 games. And I was just sitting there thinking, I don't mind too much, because we've got a lot of backup players out there, but even so, when we've got a congested fixture list, we could do about extra times, you know what I mean? And the first chance would fall in 109th minute as Emre Can struck a shot from just outside the area, but unfortunately went harmlessly wide and out for a goal kick. And in the 113th minute, the Korean Son plays it through towards the goal scorer Kiesling, but thankfully Ron-Robert Zieler is on a good form and he makes a really good save there. So still 1 apiece, and well, the last instant would fall in the last minute of the game as I kick the ball out here and it comes to Yashil. Yashil offloads it to Reinhardt. I'm playing it through to Herman, who, let's be honest, is going to go through and probably go 1-on-1 and maybe score because of his pace, but then the referee blows for full time and I was like, oh, for goodness sake, really? I'm pretty sure I could have won the game there. But even so, for the the second time in 2 games we have a penalty shootout, and I really wasn't looking forward to it because, you know, at the end of the day, I know we just beat Zenit in a penalty shootout, so you'd think we'd be full of confidence, but to be honest, we had a completely different side out there, you know, a different goalkeeper as well, and I didn't really fancy my chances against a very strong Bayer Leverkusen side, and the first penalty was going to be taken by Leverkusen. It was Kiesling who got their goal in normal time, and he got the first goal of shootout as well. Serge Gnabry would then stand up for us, and he just about squeezed it past the goalkeeper to make it 1 apiece, and it was time for the Korean Son to stand up and take his penalty, but I stayed down the middle with Zila. I called the chip, and thankfully I got it right. Son chips it straight into Zila, who has a simple catch. We have the chance to take the lead with Yashil, and we do. He sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and it's 2-1 to Hertha Berlin, to advantage to the away side. Then it's time for the number 9 to stand up for Bayer Leverkusen, and again Ron Robert Zila pulls off the save, and that gives us a chance to score here with Kevin Volland and give us a 2-goal cushion in the shootout if he can do it. Just about. Begovic dives the right way, but he just about gets the better of him, and that means that Bittencourt must score for Bayer Leverkusen, or we are going through to the German Cup final. It's Bittencourt against Zila, and he blazes the ball over the bar. So we win on penalties for the 2nd game in a row, and we are through to the German Cup final. So absolutely delighted. Again, you know, although I'm not that bothered about the German Cup, it's still very nice to keep on progressing. The board are going to be very happy, and we do have a chance at retaining our trophy as well. And of course, the German Cup final will be a live commentary. That'll be against either Eintracht Frankfurt again, or, you know, hopefully someone different in Wolfsburg. But that'll be a live commentary, so look forward to that. And of course, that will be shown at the end of the season. But yeah, I was just very happy to win that shootout because I didn't expect it. And you know, for Leverkusen to miss 3 penalties in a row and Zila to save 2 of them, that was a real surprise. But I guess I'm just glad to be through, and that's awesome. But anyway, we took on Barcelona for the 2nd and final game of today's episode, and they come to Olympia Stadion. So Messi is back in town. Of course, the man who put Ginter out for pretty much the entire season last year. Messi's back with his teammates, and yeah, it's the quarterfinals of the Champions League. A lot of big teams still left in there, obviously, as you'd expect. So, you know, this is what I was talking about a few episodes ago. We're now a really, really big team, and we're a 5-star team. We're going to be a side that these teams are going to be facing, and not glad to be facing in a draw. They're going to be a little bit worried to be facing us, but the first chance would fall here in the 2nd minute as I struck the shot with Andre Schürrle from quite a distance out, but unfortunately went harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. And in the 11th minute, Lionel Messi gets on the ball and finds Iniesta. Iniesta plays it back to Messi. Messi gives it to Cesc Fabregas, who shoots, but thankfully Ter Stegen makes a really good save and puts the ball behind for a corner. And in the 21st minute, it's Barcelona coming through again. Iniesta finds Jordi Alba, the left back, gets onto the ball, rolls it through towards Messi, causing us a lot of problems. He shoots, but thankfully again Ter Stegen is on his game and he keeps it at 0-0. So both goalkeepers this year have been really good for us, and that's great to see. And it's still 0-0. And in the 37th minute, Iniesta backheels the ball to Cesc Fabregas. Fabregas turns his man Schmelzer, plays it back into Iniesta here, who shoots, but it goes just wide the post and out for a goal kick. So we were just trying to withstand the Barcelona pressure in the first half, but we were struggling to do that, but we were just hanging on. However, in stoppage time in the first half, Schmelzer finds Goretzka, and although the tackle is made by Iniesta, it comes to Sidney Sam. Sam offloads the ball to our right back Sebastian Young, chips it into Sidney Sam, nice little touch, gives it to Schürrle, but I completely messed up the finish and it went wide and out for a goal kick. So still Hertha Berlin 0, Barcelona 0. That was how the first half would finish. And in the second half, just past Jalmark, Andre Schürrle finds Lasogga. Lasogga plays it back to Schürrle, who goes on a run down the right hand side. I try out a shot from the edge of the area. It's a good save by the goalkeeper and I couldn't force it in, but the offside flag was up anyway, so the ball just trickles over the line there, and it is still 0-0. But you know, to be honest, the game was, a lot of the possession got caught in the middle of the park, to be honest, as you'd expect when facing a side like Barcelona. But every time they came forward, they looked like scoring, and I was just trying to soak up the pressure. And you know, in all honesty, I was going to be satisfied with 0-0 here. Just making sure we didn't concede an away goal was really important to me. But you know, if it wasn't for Ter Stegen's really good saves, we would have done by now. That was another really good one to deny. I think it might have been Messi there, and it is still scoreless. And in the 78th minute, you see Badstuber get the ball. It comes to Goretzka. We go on the break. Gnabry goes down the right hand side off the bench, keeps on going, rolls it through eventually towards the run of Goretzka. Goretzka gets past his man and shoots, and on the counter we score the opening goal of the game with just over 11 minutes to go. No, under 11 minutes to go even. And Goretzka makes it 1-0 to Hertha Berlin. So really good finish there. And you know, I wouldn't say it's a strike, you know, a stroke of fortune and a stroke of luck. I think it was just a good tactical decision really by me to just sort of soak up the pressure, not try and play a high press and watch Barcelona play through me, but just try and soak up the pressure and then hit them on the break. And that's exactly what I did there. It's very hard to do those sort of things on career mode because you do get sucked into playing a high press and not containing the AI, but you know, chasing them down all the time. But it worked out really well in this game. We're 1-0 up thanks to Goretzka, and in injury time Messi should have equalised as he got played forward there. He was all alone, but he hit the bar, and directly from that the referee ends up blowing for full time. So Lionel Messi misses a glorious opportunity. That's brilliant to see. I'm sure Ginter was pleased, and yeah, we do manage to hold on and get the win by a goal to nil thanks to Goretzka's goal on the counter there with just over 10 minutes to go. So we win it by a goal to nil, and yeah, I'm very pleased. And you have to say now, despite Barcelona's fantastic side, we have the upper hand going back to the Nou Camp. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, it's so much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of my Next Gen Career Mode very soon.